What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live episode of Wesam's World. Every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're listening live on Adobe Radio, thank you so much for your listenership, your fandom. We really appreciate you all. And our special guest today is longtime friend of the show, friend of mine, Charles Davis. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
How you doing?
Must have did something right. You asked me back,
dude. Always. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing the most stunning glasses. I messed it up already. Glasses from Gentle Monster, Korean brand. Charles came into the studio wearing them. And
South Korea.
Whoa. Okay, South Korea. I think people knew that.
You never know. I told people, hey, I'm going over to Korea. They go, north or south? Because if it's the north, I'll say my goodbyes now.
Oh, my gosh.
South Korea.
Nobody's ever like, I'm a big North Korea guy.
Yeah.
No, these are actually great. I thought they were transitional lenses, but they're actually very well made, and there's no, what's it called, prescription with them. So what's the reasoning behind it? You said I looked way more interesting wearing them, so I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. When we were on For the People,
yeah,
I went in there and I had these glasses, and I was like, I really think my character should wear glasses because I just like the look. I bought black rim glasses. I wore them at the audition, and then they're like, yeah, come back to the tests, but don't bring the glasses. So it's always been a personal thing.
Yeah.
But like I was saying before, Michael Caine, he wears those glasses, and it makes him look a little bit more like endearing and intelligent and everything. Like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And then I was always fascinated with Jack Nicholson. What's Ernie eating?
I'm sorry. Charles brought his dog into the studio. He's a brand new puppy. Oh, Ernie.
Yeah.
What is it about this moss wall?
It's might be hungry. Oh, kisses.
Oh, you have moss all over your beard.
Ernie, I think he's hungry. During the break, I'll have to give him his food.
That's okay. We can take a quick break. At whatever point.
He can just continue to eat the moss wall.
Oh my gosh! let me get you right here. Let me wipe this off you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Ernie.
We'll make you look good.
Yeah, this is real moss.
This is real moss.
Okay, good. He likes eating plants, so.
Okay, well there you go. We're fancy here.
It's nutritious. Ernie.
He'll be all right.
Ernie. But yeah, the glasses, and then it's kind of like an artsy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a style thing.
Well, speaking of artsy thing, you're an art curator now.
Yeah, apparently.
What?
Yeah, I know. It all happened overnight.
I'm not surprised because I've been in your house and you've always been a collector of photographs, art, and you are one of the few people I know. I'm phrasing this very carefully because...
Just in general, one of the few people you know.
You're one of the few people I know. That's it. You're so deliberate and considerate when observing and interpreting any type of art piece. And it's also always so appreciative when I talk to you about anything art related because I feel the care and the intention behind what you're observing constantly. And you have such unique perspectives on things. And so it's no surprise that you've become an art curator.
Yeah, I'm going to set him down. It's really... Well, for that, it's referring to the Saatchi curation. So I decided to do the other art fair in April, and they're partnered with Saatchi. And so the other art fair wanted to make me like a director's pick, like a feature thing. And then they invited me back, and then Saatchi, unbeknownst to the folks at the other art fair, said, well, we'd also like you to curate our, some of the collection. So they brought me in, and with Saatchi they have thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of art, up on their site. So I was like, this is gonna be, it's gonna be really difficult. One, I'm just gonna be paralyzed by so many things to choose from. Like, how do I know what it is? And then it was like, okay, well, I looked around the house. Okay, I like things that are geometric. I like things that are colorful. I also like photography. I never really took stock in what it is because they were asking me, like, do you like figurative? And do you like, geometric? And I'm like, I don't know what most of these words really mean. I would assume figurative means bodies and geometric lines and things. And it was like, yeah, I like all that. So I looked at some of their curations. I went through and I picked some of the things that I liked. And when they put it together and presented and go, okay, here's your curation, I was like, oh, wow. I do like geometric, I do like figurative, and I do like something with the story. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's part of my artwork is it's figurative, it's dancers, but it's geometric, the mask that they wear. And then I looked at the art around the house, and it was like, that's what I gravitated towards. And so one friend was asking me something like, you're deliberate and things like that, and with style and this. And she's like, I want to incorporate all these things. He's eating the wall again.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Maybe we should, Alex, would you mind, or if we can hold on to him on that side, would that be okay with you?
Ernie likes moss.
He's a puppy.
There's
So.
toys here. I'm just gonna go find a.
A toy? Oh, okay.
But she was asking, like, how do you know what's of value? And I was
Yeah.
like, right. I was like, if you like it. And she laughed and I go, no. I go, if you watch the documentary with Ralph Lauren, he doesn't necessarily tailor clothes or cut. He decides on what he likes. And it's based off of, he likes James Bond. He likes cowboys. He likes, these different things. So people will come to him. They'll just present and go, do you like it? No, I think it needs this. And maybe if try something different, come back. Okay. Oh, he likes it. And it's like, oh, Ralph Lauren is a curator. And I told her, I go, that's another way of thinking about it. It's not that, oh, because I like it, it has values. I'm a curator, and you're curating your style and your taste. And then in looking back through it, you'll discover a little bit more about yourself and see through also the art, but also those artists, because they like it as well. You'll learn more about like who they are as people. And so for me, it first started, I was like, I go to a museum, I get kind of bored. There's some art. Okay, cool. But that one thing I really liked. Okay, I'll put that in my Pinterest. Go around the world, go to different museums. Okay, I'm bored. Okay, but that one thing I really like. And then come to see that, yeah, I'm living with it, and also becomes part of my art. So it'd be actually really curious and interesting to see what you like and to see how it shows up in your acting or in your martial arts. Like in your approach or in the way that you view things, or just, maybe why you like this director or why you like this show, to like really uncover, what it is that attracts you. That's the main thing. What attracts you, that gives you a sense of style, and that makes you a curator. And a lot of people don't take on that title, that I'm a curator in my life. Like, do you choose your furniture or you just picked it out of a catalog? Like, did you offload that to somebody else? Your own sense of self and style. Now, I just keep thinking of in Fight Club where it shows all the furniture, and he's like, I was so close to completing myself. Like, it seems materialistic or consumer. It seems like consumers are like, I'm going to find myself through buying things and things like that. But that's not what I'm trying to get at. But you should buy things. Come to the art fair and buy my art. It's the only way you're going to figure out who you really are. Buy Wesam's book. It's dropping next year.
I wrote a book.
You are now.
Oh, shit. That's fascinating to me. Being so in tune with yourself that you have the awareness of knowing what you like, but also the confidence of stating what you like. And then the next step after that going, well, why do I like that? Okay, I've brought together all these things together. Wow, all these are similar in these facets. Or maybe, whoa, I veered off in these last two for some reason. Why did I do that? I think a lot of this curation develops even a heightened sense of awareness, even more so.
Yeah, depending on how deep you look at it, right? Like, there's always things on the surface, and then there's things deeper, and that's what art is about. It's like somebody's showing you, oh, there's levels to it. So another way to look at curation that doesn't require you to buy a bunch of expensive art is your playlist. Like, people are really proud, like, oh, I curated this playlist, or you're dating someone, I made this playlist. Because when they start to really listen to the lyrics, now they can associate with someone, and they're trying to say, like, this is how I feel about you, but it's spoken through somebody else's words. And to give it context, here's other songs before and after. You know, you also make me feel like this and like that, or these are the emotions. This is my way of presenting it. This is also representing me.
Right.
You know, and then there's that connection. But yeah, that's kind of what it's getting at is like, you know, a deeper understanding.
You're in your 40s now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you anticipated was going to happen? Because in your 40s, it feels like you've lived a lot of good life, a lot of experiences, and do you think that's helped in terms of not so much what you're choosing, but how you're choosing?
Wait, say that again.
Because you're in your 40s,
Mm-hmm.
and because of all the experiences you've had in your life, the good, the bad, everything in between, the knowledge you've gained from all that stuff, do you think it's helped in how you choose your art?
Well, just in the sense of being alive a little bit longer gives me more experience. Yeah, yeah. Just in the sense of anything, if you were jiu-jitsu, all right? Day 1, day 2, you don't have that much experience, but after a year, you have some experience and you kind of know the path, you know the route a little bit more because maybe you've been in this situation. And that's just due to time, you know. I don't know if necessarily reaching a certain age, you know, then you become endowed with it. I don't think so. But yeah, as far as moving through stages culturally, sure. In your 20s, your teens, your 20s, it's really about just keeping up with the crew. You know, you do what they do, you like what they like, and then you realize, oh, I have to find something that's mine. I have to get a real career, a real job. I can't do their career. Maybe I don't do accounting as well as they do. Maybe I don't do that as well as they do. I got to figure out my own thing.
Yeah.
And then that creates a little bit of separation. So then your experiences are different than your peers. And then you can relate something to them, they can relate something to you, and then you just go further down that path. So, yeah, moving through the 30s, my own experiences, they're very separate. And then I meet up with my friends in our early 40s or whatever it is. Ernie's going to electrocute himself biting on cords.
Oh, my gosh.
Ernie's in his early stages where he doesn't know not to
Yeah.
bite all this shit.
Ernie doesn't know. Ernie doesn't even know what he is at this point in his life.
He's just curious, but I can't wait for him to be at least a year old, so when he's not so curious when things aren't so new.
You know, there's something that kind of parallels to jiu-jitsu and acting that you just mentioned through the curation process, and that's this deep awareness of the present, of the self. And I realize when you're in that zone, you know, you're not on automatic mode anymore. You're present in the moment. There is easier access to the flow state of whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, speak more on that flow state, especially in jiu-jitsu sense. I've only done jiu-jitsu like 6 or 7 times.
I've only been doing it a year, so maybe a better example is like acting, since we both do that. You know, when you're in this, you're in the zone, in the scene, like you're listening, you're not thinking too much at all. You're just reacting. You hit that witty line. You do that. You do a look that you didn't think you were gonna do. They give you something different. You will react completely organically from. Cut. Whoa, that was great. Awesome. Moving on. That was, you know, like, whoa, I was so present in there. It was like, you know, you're riding the wave. You're not thinking too far ahead. You're present in the moment. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. You're not using too much strength. You're using the right amount of strength. You're using technique perfectly. Everything's easy. You know, that's what it feels like. You're just like, oh yeah, like this brings out this in me. I'm connecting with the art piece. I'm observing it for what it is. It's making me reflect. I'm in the zone of what it is. I'm absorbing it completely.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've been in, and I don't know if you feel like this, I can only be in a museum for maybe an hour before I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't absorb any more pieces. Especially if it's like fine art. Like, have you ever been to, oh yeah, we went together, in New York, the Met.
Yeah.
Right? Some of those paintings, I could sit and look at 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. But I mean, you can't absorb it all in one go.
Yeah. That's why you get a membership to the museum.
Okay, I'll get a member.
Get yourself a membership. It's cheaper than buying a lot of expensive art. But yeah.
it's and then my thing is, well, what does it do for you afterwards? Sure, it's good in the present moment, but what positive things have you noticed from it after you leave?
I mean, that's a lot to unpack there. Well, first, 45 minutes is actually my max at a museum. So I'll go to a certain museum, and I literally would just I'll just quick walk through, and I'll look at something, okay. And then after 45 minutes, I'm like, I'm tired of standing, or I don't know what, I get what I call it, museum fatigue. Yeah, so I agree with you there. And yeah, things can be definitely like too overstimulating, especially if you're hit with things that you didn't really have the bandwidth for. And going to that the last part of your,
Like my last part was specifically like with your, I guess it could be applied to like the museums you watch, but like, okay, it was you absorbed it, everything.
the residual
Afterward,
effect.
like afterwards, what's the benefit of that afterwards?
Yeah. That's the thing where it's like it's personal to see what pops up. Like I remember seeing a painting at LACMA. I walked around the corner, and it was day glow paint, and it was geometric, and I was like, oh, the colors really drew me in. But other than that, it's a bunch of straight lines. Like I could do that. And I went to the store, the art store, and I bought paint and tape, and I tried to do it, and then I realized like I couldn't do it. The lines were too fine. The paint, Ernie's, the paint was like pretty thick, so it meant that the artist had applied a lot of layers to it. And I remember while I was at the museum that I actually wanted to touch the painting, even though I didn't. I kind of felt like this. Oh, I could do that. I was actually drawn to physically touch the painting. Later, when I was working and had some money and could buy art, I had remembered that painting and that artist, and I looked it up, and there was one for auction. So I ended up winning that auction. I got the painting, and then there it was in my house, and I could touch it, and it was mine. I owned it. But not only that, the artist was curious who bought the painting. So they reached out, and I happened to be moved to New York.
Whoa.
And was like, hey, I'm in New York. We ended up, he invited me to the studio. He told me about the process. Let me touch all the paintings if I felt like it. And then we went to a museum, and we talked about art and for like 3 hours and philosophy, and he was curious too. And so I met someone who felt like a friend. So yeah, the residual effect of that painting, led to an actual relationship with the artist.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that is possible. I've actually gone to a few studios and have met a few artists that I really respect because I want to know more. So the residual effect is there's like this little seed that gets planted, and it makes you a little curious. And if you want to, you should follow it. You could follow it. For me, it's like if something keeps popping up in the back of my head, and probably like for you, then it's like, oh, I should read that book. Oh, somebody else mentioned it. Okay, I should read it. And then it has an effect on your life, and then you'll see how it affects your life. So just with that example, meeting that artist, I got to hear from him personally what the paintings meant, and also what he was going through, how maybe he then saw the world a different way. And that's one thing that he can identify an artist, and that way being that you go from being sort of naive about the world to realizing like there's dangers in the world, or that there's disconnect in the world. And yeah, so that had an effect on like my artistry, and then also had an effect on me as an actor, as an artist, being able to have a conversation with someone whose paintings have been up in museums ever since like the 80s, and asking him about color. And I said, oh, you love color? He's like, yeah, I'm a colorist. Like the combinations is like Nikes. You know how it's the same form but different colors? And I was like, oh, you could do that endlessly. He's like, yeah. And I was like, so why do you not do anything different? I go, it's crazy to think you've been painting geometrically. The artist is Peter Halley. look him up. And I was like, you've been painting geometrically since, late 70s, early 80s or whatever it is. And he's like, look, if you love something, why venture out of it? Because there's so much within it that you could just stick with it for, forever in a way. And I really like that. And thinking about that with acting, it was like, or with anything, it was like, oh, things are so deep. Your interest in something could be so deep if you allowed yourself to be taken over by it. Because what if he just stopped painting like that and was like, I want to go do something else? I don't know if it would have been true to him, if he was really that attracted to it, or if he felt that the market is going to get tired of it, or other people are going to label me as that guy. He wasn't concerned with none of that. It was like, this is what I like. I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. And yeah, so I've traveled around the world, and I've seen him in Spain and Belgium, and his paintings, not him personally.
Yeah.
And every time I see one of those paintings, I was like, it's a testament. And I asked him, I was like, is it not cool for you to travel the world and go to a museum while you're still alive and see this stuff hanging there and know that it will like live on and you've somehow impacted culture? And he was like, yeah, it's like, modestly, he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, God, that's like immortality. Like, that's just so, for me, that's like so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The confidence needed in that is tremendous.
To stick with one thing?
Yeah, that you confidently know, I love this. I'm good at it. I want to evolve it, or I want to keep going with it and refine it, despite what other people are saying.
Yeah, and I think you put it perfectly. It's not that he liked it, it's that he loved it. And he was a curator of the thing that he loved. It's like you take on responsibility for this thing. It's like I forget, I was reading some artist, and it was Keith Haring at the Broad, and he's like, I was inspired by these other artists, and I'm just a link in the chain to continue the conversation of this.
Right.
So maybe somebody else will pick up Peter Howley's geometric paintings down the road. Yeah.
See, like I don't just like custard. I love custard. And nothing is going to stop me from eating it. Not type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
You can even create a new diabetes, type 3 and 4. Come at him.
Custard-based only diabetes. How's Ernie doing?
He's good.
We're going to check in with Ernie every few moments here. We're going to make sure he's doing okay.
Come here, Ernie.
Adorable.
He's got something to chew on. Nice.
Where have you developed your confidence in your craft to stick with something that you know works?
Where have I developed it?
Yeah.
You mean like...
Or how you've developed that confidence? Because a lot of beginning artists... I started teaching acting recently.
Yeah.
And I'm an amazing actor. And then, I'm just trying to,
Goes without
become
saying.
immortality.
This is a lesson right here.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
So... I find everybody take notes. No, what I'm saying, Ernie, it's okay. He got concerned I was yelling.
Yeah. The power of your acting even got Ernie.
I know. Animals are attracted to me.
They sense greatness.
What a weird superpower. A lot of beginning actors and artists in general, they've got that special spark, right? They need to refine it with technique and experience with time. But then all of a sudden, they got that negative little golem voice in their head that's going, what are you doing? You're not good enough. Look at what they're doing. That's better. All these negative things start creeping up. And they're losing confidence. And then the idea of even having confidence is like so far-fetched at that point. How have you developed that confidence,
right,
that you can share with other people, so that they can do that too? Does that make sense?
It does. I think, and I'll try to speak on it. And if I miss something or you want to like dive deeper,
yeah.
You know.
Because you're a confident person. You've always been a confident person. Even when we first started working together, there's just this confident, and it's not a cocky. It's just confidence and organic love for art. True, that I've met. That I've known from you ever since I met you. So that's why I'm very curious as to where that comes from.
It was definitely something that I literally had to like sit in a room by myself and talk to myself about, like have a conversation just to validate myself. to self-validate as far as like my opinion on it. Like I literally had a conversation in a hotel room by myself, and I was like, what I likes me, and that's good enough. And what I like says something about me. And then I explored this thing of, well, let me look at what I like as if I was like, you're my friend and I'm going to buy you a gift, but I need to know what you like so I can give you that gift. Who else is going to do it for me? And I was like, I'm gonna take stock of myself. And then once I did that, then I wasn't necessarily looking externally. Another thing is, yeah, fear exists. Losing sucks, but doubt is a real killer. And so I'll be maybe afraid or something, but I don't doubt my ability to just be capable to learn from any mistake and to come back better. So I don't have real fear necessarily for the consequences of something, because I've been beaten before at games, and I'm competitive. You know, a friend beat me at chess in 4 moves because he'd learned this thing online, made fun of me, was like, you want to play again? He beat me in 8 moves. Then I downloaded a chess program. Ernie's chewing on the tissue box. Ernie, come eat this. Come eat this thing.
It's the Scream.
Ghost pepper. I get it. Ghost pepper. Ernie. Anyway. So he beat me in chess, and then I just went and learned, and then I beat him, and then I even like started a chess club at the school and started challenging other people.
Wow.
Because, you know, I saw that by getting beat, I could recover and learn, and I was patient and competitive and resilient. And so, let me think. So yeah, when it comes to the confidence, I also look at it this way. Mike Tyson, I was listening to one of his interviews, and it was like a motivational video. So they splice a bunch of, you know, him saying stuff like, I'm Alexander the Great. I'm gonna eat your children. Da 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 da. You know, da, da, da.
That's such a big jump. I'm Alexander the Great. I'm gonna eat your kids.
I'm Alexander the Great. You're not Alexander the Great. I'm gonna eat your children. He didn't really say it like that. I just edited it. He said some other things, you know.
Yeah.
But he was also like, God made me to be the champ, and you know, nothing's gonna happen. That's got to come true. Like, I was put on this world to box and become the champ, so I'm not afraid of anything. And sometimes I'll be, you know, I travel a lot, and if there's turbulence and the people next to me get scared and stuff, and I'm just like, sometimes I'll just be like, God, if this is how you're going to take me out. I was like, you want to rob the world of Charles Michael Davis by having him die on Delta Flight 293 from Atlanta to Nashville? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, that ain't happening. Not today. And I'll look at the people and be like, you're okay. You're on this flight with me.
Dude, you don't do that. You do that?
I mean, I just tell them, like, relax. But that's the dialogue that goes on in my head.
Can you imagine? You've got severe turbulence.
I stand up. Everybody be cool. Some lady just shot out of her seat and hit her head on the ceiling. And everyone's tending to her. But I'm like, it's okay. And the stewardess, flight attendant, is like, sir, sit back down and put your seatbelt on. And I'm like, no. And here's why. Because God didn't bring me on this earth to have me die on this flight that isn't even serving peanuts, because somebody on here has a peanut allergy. And we're going to address that later.
Dude, I pray.
And then it's me trying to force my way into the cockpit.
Oh, whoa.
Like, I can fly this thing, I swear to God. If you've given up hope, if you doubt, then step out.
Dude, I hope that happens, because this episode would blow up.
He called it. He said he was going to do it.
We're going to go viral, Peyton.
Crazy episode.
We're going to get new Teslas from this episode alone.
Oh, my God.
My jaw hurts. Oh, my gosh.
But a sense of faith that you were made to do something.
Yeah.
That you're here on earth to fulfill your prophecy or whatever it is, your purpose. You know, and that puts the trust and faith in sort of in God, or, you know, that you weren't just put here to, I don't know, you know, and that's also something that helps. Give me
That's like extreme hyping yourself up, and I respect that. There's something you said the ages ago, it feels like now. No, the getting better aspect, which going back to jiu-jitsu, you tap out constantly. It's a big blow to your ego when you first start off, especially when it's someone who's smaller than you. It just feels terrible. And once you overcome that and you realize tapping out is the only way you learn. You don't learn from beating everybody up. There's something I've been doing recently. When someone gets me into a position I've never been in before, or I've always defended it and then nobody's ever really finished it on me, sometimes I'll let them finish it just so I know what their game plan was. Because I've never gone past that point. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know what this person's actually trying to do here. You know what? Finish it. I want to see where you go. And yesterday it happened, and they're like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm curious to see where you're going with this because I've never encountered this before. And they're like, oh, okay, dude, flipped me over, got me in a submission. I was like, oh, whoa, I've never seen an armbar come from that direction before. Now I'm going to watch out for that. Because if I go against somebody who's stronger and with good technique, and I've never gone past that, or I've never gone past that moment, I'm not going to know what to do, and I'm going to tap out anyway. So now, okay, cool. And it's all like, I don't know, it's just been this great getting better aspect of failing constantly. Constant failing every single time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like fun, but it is in a weird way, because when you get it, oh man, you're like, whoa. It's so black and white in terms of this works, this doesn't work.
Yeah. That's like next level as far as a lot of people want to learn the craft of something so they can be good at it. And then the next phase is, okay, the myriad combinations of different scenarios and situations you're going to be in. Some people want to prepare so that they don't encounter, like you're saying, like they don't encounter those. And some people prepare for the chance when they do. Like Tiger Woods stepping on golf balls in the sand. Like, when is Tiger Woods ever going to have a golf ball that deep impacted in the sand? He's probably not going to end up in the sand, but he would just practice that. Phil Mickelson will practice this shot, hitting the ball that's on the lip of rough and elevated and swinging so that it goes backwards.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so he's so confident. And for them, it's like, yeah, if you've practiced and you're out there on the golf course, you might think, let me see what I can do here. And then it might be a personal game or a little challenge. But it's not, like for you in the sense in jiu-jitsu, it's not necessarily a blow to your ego. It's like, for you, it's having a bigger perspective of it. Like, it's not just limited to this. Like, we play poker, right?
Yeah.
So I could tell that you had an idea of poker or a sense of how the game could be played. And then you came and you played with my friends, and they show you that this is still within the rules. It might not be how you like to play, but this is how we like to play. So we're going to make you really uncomfortable. We just had a home. So for the folks at home, I play a 1-2 home game. And so you'd expect maybe the raise to be $6, $12. Most recent game, they're like 75, 80, 60, 32. It's just like, why do we even, the $1 and $2 chips aren't even, like, why are they even out there if you're just going to bet? And that was one of the things that I actually had to realize was this is a style of the game, and it can make people a lot of very, very uncomfortable. But it is still part of the game. So like in jiu-jitsu, it's like, yeah, you could learn all these different things and know how you fight and try to force people into positions that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And overpower them and figure out more and more ways how to work on your strengths. But then you'd be robbing yourself of all the other beautiful aspects of it, and then making yourself like a fuller martial artist, an artist, And I think that's what I say. There's actors and then there's artists. And someone's an artist if you could just tell they were in the kitchen cooking up something weird like that on their own, And so that was one of the things for me, especially along this journey, and then now with the strike and everything, was I was like, I want to become more of an artist. I had worked so much as an actor that I really want to explore.
Dude, yes. Yes. Something that's come from this strike, which has been a great blessing so far, is this. It comes from a hunger to create and to work. This intensity and refinement of when I have been working, it's been so like flow state, boom, 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 because I want it so bad in a good way, you know, and I'm zoned in, you know, like a little bit of tunnel vision in the good sense, not the bad sense, and some, you know, the magic's happening, you know. Just went on a commercial audition, and you know those can be annoying sometimes.
No, I had my career in commercials for like 2 years.
Well, sometimes they can be. I'm not saying like every commercial audition is that.
But yeah, some of them could be. In what way?
I can't stand the actor conversations that happen around me. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm there for a job interview. Okay, I can't stand it when people are joking around, especially with, you know, I'll say it with like the casting assistant and everything like that, and it feels like very forced, or maybe you guys are good friends, but the laughter is just, you guys are being too silly and stuff, and I that's not my vibe.
Came across as false, yeah.
Yeah, and also what are we doing here? We're about to go in. We've already received the feedback. We want to make sure we're in the zone. That's where I'm at. I'm staying in that zone because I know what I'm going to do when I get in, but I don't want to lose that. I'm a big proponent of moment before. Don't forget that moment before. That gets you into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, I went to this commercial audition the other day, and I was planning stuff in my mind, and then I edited. I'm like, hey, you got to edit this. This is for a commercial. You know, that's probably not going to be okay to be on a commercial. I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. And then, you know what? I'll do this for that second bit. And it just felt like everything was aligned because I had a partner who matched perfectly with the joke that I was going to say, the look she gave versus the look I gave her. It all just fell into place. And I was like, thank you, bye. Short, sweet, boom, bye. And it felt great doing that. So that's what it's been feeling like since the strike's been going on.
Yeah, I can relate to that for sure. And I think what you're talking about, like the people talking, you're like, that's such a waste of an opportunity because now you have time to imagine, to add value to what we're about to go in to do because you've just received some information. And yeah, this is what you're doing is, you know, over here just chatting it up with nervous energy or whatever, wanting to be liked or whatever. It's not in service of you know, yeah. It's complete. And I love the way you phrase that. You lost an opportunity to add value to what you're doing, to create something, and to being of service to the story. Even if it's a commercial, there's a story going on there. So I love those aspects because then it brings your ego down. It brings, okay, what can I bring that will benefit everything? Yeah, I've been listening to Tim Grover's book on winning. He also did the book Relentless. He's the trainer. He was the trainer for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And so he's like as competitive as them as a trainer. So imagine like, he's pushing them in the gym. Like who pushes Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant?
I love that.
And so he talks about winning and he personifies it as if winning was a god or a person or a goddess or something that you would, you know. And so he's like, winning will invite you to the party and then ask you, I'm sorry, what's your name? You know, shake your hand and then, you know, send you on your way. Like winning just has this kind of personality that you have to match up to. And so talking about adding value, that was one of the things. It's like, you know, I want to win. I want to book the jobs or I want the success or whatever it is, but I need to be able to then be of value. You know, if someone's going to acquire a company for $30 million or $300 million, they have to think that the company is probably worth $1 billion over time. You know, so there has to be that sense of value. But what got me thinking in this way was I was at a dance class. Yeah.
You tried to get me to do one of these dance classes, and I'm telling you right now,
you should do it.
It would be a train wreck to watch me try to pop and lock it. Okay.
Oh, there's no popping and locking. There might be like maybe a Dougie.
What's a Dougie?
Yeah, we'll start with popping and locking then.
No, I want to hold on. We're gonna put up. Okay, we're coming back to the Dougie here because I really want to know what a Dougie is.
We'll get to the Dougie. I don't know.
You
I'll
just
teach
did
you
this
how to,
with
teach you how to Dougie. Teach you how to.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll go to this dance class, and it's taught by this guy Colby, and he'll have two sort of assistants up there to demonstrate the dance. And so there was this one dancer, Sydney is her name, and I would only watch her do the dance, but she's not the choreographer. And so, oh my God, he's like, okay, he's got your shoe. He loves shoes. So
Ernie's almost shut down this operation a couple
Ernie,
how are we on time, real quick? Sorry.
like 12 minutes.
12
okay,
minutes,
cool.
great.
I can get through the story. In
Yeah,
12
yeah.
minutes.
Before the break, yeah.
And so I was watching her dance, and I had to go up to her after class and say, yeah, I watched you dance. I was trying to lift your moves. It seemed like a revelation, like you were telling a story. And I was watching other people dance, and it seemed like they were just going through the moves. And so I was like, you must work really hard. Young girls, only like 22, 23 or something like that. Also wants to teach dance and was teaching classes. So she's fully invested in it.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, when I go home at night, I'll take the choreography home with me. My roommate is also a dancer, so we'll have these philosophical talks on dancing, or we'll actually like go through moves. And I was like, what are some of the weird things that you'll do to practice? And she's like, well, some days, for days out of weeks, I'll think about different colors and see how it affects my dancing. So I'll think blue and just dance, not with a preconceived idea that, blue is maybe the color of coolness and sadness or whatever it is. I'm just thinking blue. I'm going through the motions. This is what blue does. This is how it affects me. The next 3 days, yellow. Maybe yellow is more upbeat. Yellow is a color that's like in kitchens for some reason. I don't know, makes food palatable, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, damn. I was like, you're actually a real artist. I go, it's not like you have a job on the line. You're going to get paid tens of thousands of dollars. And, you're like, I have to buckle down and I'm so method and I have to focus. It's like you were talking about out of the joy. Let me see where this will take my dance. And I was like, I want that for the artistry. And then I'm reading Rick Rubin's book, and he talks about that with musicians, that it happens. They can just be craftspeople, and just do the thing, but it's like they're just making a chair. You order the chair, here's your chair. I had no experience making it, but I make a really great chair. Mm-hmm. Here's your chair. So he's like, you'll come up with prompts or something. So imagine you're singing in a stadium to people. Imagine you're in a stadium, but there's only one person there. Imagine you're in a confessional and you're talking to somebody right there and you're singing the song. Instead of a love song, this is with Johnny Cash, instead of a love song to someone, we're going to get him some food.
Yeah.
He's going to chew on everything. He's a puppy. And he's
It's all
got
good.
his teeth.
Literal chew one.
Is that coming up a lot on the sounds? On the mics?
I can't tell. I can't tell if it was through the headphones or if I'm just hearing.
Ernie, come here.
Just making sure. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Okay. Gosh. What was I even talking about?
If you're singing in a big stadium
right, the Rick
versus
Rubin.
the Rick Rubin.
So he was working with Johnny Cash, and he had a love song, and he's like, it's just not working for me. And he goes, all right, how about do it as a devotional to God? Like you're singing this song to God, and how it changes, see how that affects and changes. So it applies to people in all fields, or all artists, or all creatives, that you can get stuck in a way, and you got to give yourself these imaginative prompts to change how you do what you do. And in turn, that adds value, because then you're also giving somebody something new, something original, something personal, because it's like your prompt. And that's where I'm at now. And just like you're talking about with jiu-jitsu, it's just like there's a curiosity and a joy that comes from learning something new, and by allowing the thing to take you over. So you might fail, you might get choked out.
Yeah.
I might try to do this devotional like it's to God and realize, no, that's not really my style, or maybe I'll do this imaginative thing and realize, okay, that doesn't really work on me. But that's great. I figured it out. and now I can try other prompts, and now I'm thinking creatively as opposed to, just how to get the job or how to do the thing, or how to not fail.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I like about that is the fact that there's an application I've done similarly in jiu-jitsu. I've changed my pace, and it's thrown some people off because, you expect a lot of times newbies to go really hard, really fast right off the bat, or they're trying to get grips on your gis and the hands. And then it's always like, you ready to go? Cool. That usually means like, we're going to go. And then you're just moving slowly. And they're like, what's going on here? I thought we were. And then before it was like, oh, whoa, he's on top of me. Like, how did that, like, what, my brain stopped. You know, like, I'm so used to it, like the other person's like, oh, I'm used to it going fast. Now, like, oh, crap. And then when you move fast again, it's ultra fast because they've slowed down their brain. Now you're going fast. So it's this fun aspect of experimenting with different variations in your practice. What works, what doesn't work, what works with certain people won't work with other people. You can try on certain black belts in that class. You can do whatever you want. It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter. We have a guest who's been on the show a couple times. His name is Edmund Kim. And literally he just gets into the most vulnerable positions automatically whenever I roll with him, and nothing I can do. And he specifically states, I move as slow as I can and see how little energy I can use to beat my opponent. I'm like,
That's fun. That's his prompt.
yeah.
Here, go wrestle, do jiu-jitsu, move as slow as you can and use as little energy. And we're going to try that.
Yeah.
And see the effect of it. Yeah, that's a real artist.
Yeah.
And that was something you touched on before, where you talk about flow, and when you're asking like what that is for me, it's also that you have control over that time within the space. So just like in dance, you have something on the beat, and then you also have half beats. So for me, that lets me know that, oh, there's a space within there where I could do something creatively to get to that beat if I so choose to. The choreographer didn't add it, but I know that there's space there.
Right.
Or I have time to get there, so I'm going to rush this a little bit so it seems like I'm giving myself a little bit more time.
Yes, the half beats. I like that. I'm going to steal that for acting class.
Yeah. And yeah, that's just one of the things where it's like you play with the rhythm. In the most recent fight with Israel Adesanya, you heard him in the corner saying, don't fall for his snake charming thing. He's doing the feints and the movements, and he's also setting a rhythm where it paralyzes the other person. And having the dog, one of the things is you want to train him, exercise him, but you also need to train him mentally to fatigue him. So in boxing, that's why I realized, that's why Lomachenko does those mind exercises. And that's why he feints and moves so much, is because you're throwing so much at another person that they just shut down. I also realized this doing escape rooms. Halfway through the escape room, I'm like, I'm so tired. And that's why I noticed, like, at the end, the rooms get a little bit easier, less puzzles. But the bigger puzzles are in the middle, but they drain you.
That's because you're weak. And you never survive in the wild. That's why, sir.
God put me on this earth.
Oh, no. Here we go again.
To solve all escape rooms.
Everyone, it's fine. You won't die today. You're on the plane with Charles Michael Davis.
And Ernie.
How should we do our goodbye on Nairobi, or are we good?
No,
We still got time? Okay, cool.
we got like 3 more minutes. We
Oh,
gotta
awesome.
fill.
Yeah, no worries. I still got time.
Question?
Yeah. I think before we take our break on from Adobe, what is that song? Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. That's a dance.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did this
There's something where you put your hand up and then you kind of like sway.
like that?
Can we play that song?
No,
Let's play it.
Or I think we'll be. Yeah, we can't play it.
We can play this on air. You can mute the sound.
You mean just see the music video? Yeah. Oh, this guy's giving us a.
He's gonna Dougie. I was like, was he in motorcycle gear?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
This is already too much for me.
Yeah, you roll it. Hey, you do that at the next jiu-jitsu roll. She is in the way back.
This is why why I'm not gonna do the Dougie, because I'm gonna look like her, man.
No fear, baby. No fear. Remember when we talk about that? We just had this
There's
whole talk.
so much fear. I would have to be in a room for months before I.
You come to dance class and I'll come to jujitsu.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dead serious. See,
Done.
because I've done jujitsu before.
What?
And I'm okay with it. Yeah, I got my gi and everything. Yeah, ha!
What
Gotcha.
belt are you?
No belt. White belt.
White belt.
Yeah.
No, you
No
said
belt.
no belt.
I didn't even get
No
a belt.
They took it away from me.
It's okay.
I started screaming, "I'm Charles Michael Davis. I'm not gonna tap."
God did not put me out here to get choked.
All right, man. Great. Can't wait.
All right.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so nervous already for this dance class. Where is it?
We can do one right here.
Okay.
Millennium in the Valley. I like playground. There's a beginner's class.
Great, please.
We'll do playground on Melrose.
Awesome.
Shout out.
This will be great. Oh my gosh, Oof. I've already started sweating.
Yeah.
I get so embarrassed with dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, the show continues on. Our time on Adobe has come to an end. Make sure you follow Charles on Instagram for all his latest updates on his creations. And you have a show coming up, correct?
Yeah, at the Barker Hangar in Santa Monica. I don't know when this will air, but it'll be
This Thursday.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
yeah, Thursday night is our opening night. So if you're listening to this, get in the car and drive down to Santa Monica, the Barker Hangar. I'll be going from the 21st to the 24th. I'll be there. I'll be actually doing a portrait studio.
Great.
So you can come and put on an animal mask, and I'll take your portrait.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Deal.
interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
You can go to www.toaf.com/wildinvite, code portrait invite to get your tickets. It's this Thursday if you're listening live on Adobe Radio. It's today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't miss out. Go support. Go buy art.
Go curate. Just pick what you like.
Yeah.
Get a sense of taste and style. Wesam might be there rolling. He'll try to chuck you out. He'll be moving very slowly through the crowd.
I'm coming for you. All right. And the show continues on. When do you usually go to dance class? When can we do this? Saturday nights, probably?
No, Thursdays.
Oh, I teach Thursday nights.
What time?
7:30 to 8:30, hot yoga.
The beginner's class goes from 4:30 to 6.
I'm down for that.
7:30 you teach.
I teach right at 7:30. I have to be there at 7, which 4:30 to 6, plenty of time. If it's in the valley, you said?
No, that one's over on Melrose, but we could find one in the valley. We'll do one. There's definitely a beginner's class in the valley.
Yeah, great. I'm very excited for that.
Okay.
And then for Little Tokyo Fight Club, the jiu-jitsu class, Wednesday nights, Sunday nights, and Friday nights.
Okay. Sundays will probably be good. I don't know about maybe what time this Sunday? 7? 8?
The intro class is from 6 to 7, and then it's open mat. It's from 7 to 9.
Okay. I usually go to Sundays is like my spa day.
Oh my God.
I go.
Dude.
You ever go to Voda Spa? They have a cold tank. Come on now.
That's the way you said it that drove me
It's
crazy.
a spa day.
It's very Jasmine Savoy Brown of you. I love cold tanks. I'm thinking about getting at some point down the line a really easy inflatable one. It's like a barrel one I can put just on my porch. Small. They have a little like a cooling motor, so it just stays cold all year round. I think I'm about doing that at some point. Why do you like the spa?
Well, just for that, like I feel. Yeah, I mean their cold tank is like 40 something degrees. It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just like because I played 3 hours of tennis yesterday. I played tennis on Wednesday. I was supposed to play tennis on Sunday.
Yeah.
Box on Wednesdays as well. So it's like
Dude, you're in shape. You look amazing.
Thanks. I feel good.
Yeah, you look good. Your energy's good too.
Thanks.
You got veins in your forearms. How do you like Equinox?
I post. We work out a deal so that I don't have to pay for the membership. So I just post. So it looks like I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's working.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I like it. It's convenient. They're all over town. So
I love.
Nice
I've been to Equinox before. Love Equinox. Wesam Quiche loves Equinox.
I can hook you up with the deal. Same deal.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because I like their facilities in the back. I think they're super clean. It's nice. The vibe there is always great.
Yeah. Like the people come to work out. That's what I notice in different gyms. It could feel cavernous or it could feel like people just standing around.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go right after this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so that's a deal. I will definitely go to a hip hop class. This is a big thing for me. Maybe Britt wants to join us. She can. I know we talked about it a long time ago. But this is a big step for me because I got to be honest with you. I don't have any inclining in my body to express myself in dance form around other people. By myself, maybe. But in front of other people, there's just this thing where I'm like, it's not there for some reason. So maybe it'll come out. I don't know.
It's a safe space. What if you're like at a wedding reception or something?
I hate dancing at weddings.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away from other people's fun, but usually I'm just like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or I do one of these things. And
Yeah.
even doing this right now kills me.
Yeah.
It kills me.
It's killing me. No, I'm kidding. That's
see,
going to shut you down.
See?
You're going to remember that for...
Yeah, it's really hard for me. It's a big thing. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing to be afraid of.
I feel I look so silly.
You know, when I first went, you'll go to class and you'll see somebody else who's probably at a level lower than you, and that'll make you feel better about yourself. It'll just give you an understanding that they're here and they're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah. And that's, yeah.
I was about to say something, and then I filtered myself so well because I didn't want us to get canceled.
Yeah,
It's been such a great episode.
I think I thought it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Great. We've got our careers still. Yay.
For now.
Oh.
God put me on this earth, and he will not cancel me.
Dude, if you did that on set, I would lose it. Any other than the curation stuff, anything in the future that you're looking forward to? Exciting,
Yeah. The end of the strike.
right?
Yeah. 2024. You know, I just started taking a writing course, actually, from New York Film Academy.
Great.
And so, yeah, I'm excited about diving into that. But as far as anything for the folks out there to look out for,
Yeah.
just another art show. I got an art show in Dallas, actually coming up following weekend, October 8th weekend. Yeah.
May I ask why you oohed Dallas?
I like Dallas. Dallas is fun.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew this about
You've
you.
never been to Dallas?
No, I have. I just never knew that about you.
It's just fun.
You like Dallas? Why?
If we're Oklahoma, we go to Texas all the time.
Yeah, but why do you like Dallas?
What do you mean?
That drives me crazy when I
do you-
ask a question and somebody doesn't answer
Yeah,
it. And
but
I'm
what
like,
do you?
cool.
I answered it. We go there all the time. It's just fun. There's stuff to
So-
do.
There's stuff to do. So what?
Yeah, no
stuff?
shit. There's stuff to do.
You
We
said
stand-
there's stuff to do.
No
I'm
shit.
not the crazy one here,
It's
Peyton.
Dallas. It's going anywhere. There's stuff to do anywhere.
So it's proximity.
Yeah.
Because it's close.
We've been there a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Familiarity and proximity.
Yeah,
This
we'll
guy's
go with
changed.
that.
This guy's changed.
Well, I've never been, and I hear great things.
It's
So
a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to meeting the people of Dallas.
Six Flags.
Six
Flags is there.
in Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Six Flags here
Okay.
in Santa Clarita.
I was just saying.
That's true.
All right, man.
If I want to go to
proximity.
Six Flags, I'll just drive the 45 minutes
I think they have the world's tallest roller coaster there.
at that one in Dallas. Okay.
Oh
right.
shit!
Check that off the list. Ernie's
All right.
running around.
Charles, thank you
Peace
so
out.
much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I love you. I can't wait for our hip hop class.
It's going to be great. It's the
Jiu-jitsu.
start of a great adventure.
I know. What if I'm like this incredible dancer and it's always been a secret?
What if you get confused about what night it is and you try to choke somebody out at dance class? Oh, Ernie loves that. Somebody's dancing, you're moving real slow, and you just get up behind them, choke them out. And I go, Wesam, we're not at jiu-jitsu.
Sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm back.
You can work on your dance moves in jiu-jitsu.
I can. And I'll take it easy on you in jiu-jitsu. So don't
All right,
worry. Don't
please
be scared.
do. I may look fit, but brittle.
You know,
Glass.
No, you be good. No, we got. No, we'll have fun.
Okay.
I can't wait to get you in mount. Is that
Did you just what?
is that weird to say?
Yeah. I can't wait for you to mount me either. I guess I'll just let you take over.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Ernie did not like that.
Ernie's not.
Like
Ernie.
chords.
Ernie wants to be down too. Ernie wants to come.
All right. We're going to wrap this up. Charles, thanks a lot. Again, people, check out his show, his creation show, and I'm gonna announce the website here once more. It's www.toaf.com/wild invite code portrait invite. It goes on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get your tickets. Support art. Support Charles. Why are you laughing? What's going on?
You're over here trying to
I know.
do the good showmanship, like the same thing.
No.
He's getting a piece of paper and
Until I
miming to
just
Alex,
slap
like,
the
whacker,
dog
whacker.
Just beat.
Just beat the dog.
And I'm like, support Charles.
You know,
Please support Charles.
No, you don't actually have to hit him.
It's
You
not
just have to-
beating.
have to
Yeah.
make the
We're not
motion.
beating the dog. I feel like that's always good to say.
Just scaring the dog.
not scaring the dog either. We're telling the dog no. We're telling the dog no.
Boundaries.
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 Bro, we actually have a dog collar in here, a shock dog collar.
Oh, you do?
yeah.
That we've used on people.
On people, yeah.
Yeah, holy crap. Do not put those on dogs.
Okay.
That is brutal.
All right. Not on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
you were so tangled up.
Our guest next week is Matias Luna, 3-time Jiu-Jitsu world champion. Make sure you check that out next week. Other than that, play us out, Peyton. Thanks for tuning into the show. We love you all. Support Charles. Always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye, guys.